The fake HOA thought winter would bury me in silence and surrender. They pushed snow from every driveway straight onto my property line. Mountains of plowed ice rose higher each bitter morning. They smirked from heated SUVs, believing I would just shovel endlessly. All winter, their trucks dumped frozen walls across my fence. They claimed it was accidental overflow from routine clearing, but the piles formed a deliberate barricade daily. My mailbox disappeared beneath compacted ice repeatedly. Delivery drivers refused to approach my driveway anymore. Neighbors watched quietly, avoiding direct involvement nervously. The so-called HOA president sent smug warning emails. She suggested I maintain my frontage more responsibly. Suspense built with every fresh storm rolling in. Documented every dump with timestamps carefully. Security cameras captured license plates clearly. County maps confirmed snow placement cross property lines. They assumed winter would erase the evidence. They underestimated frozen physics and patience. By February, the piles hardened into solid ridges. Temperatures locked everything into immovable barriers. That's when I stopped shoveling completely. Instead, I began shaping their work strategically. I sprayed water nightly, reinforcing the structure. Layer by layer, the ice thickened. Their plows continued, adding fresh supply unknowingly. I carved channels directing meltwater inward. Each freeze sealed the formation stronger. Neighbors noticed the growing crystalline wall curiously. The only community exit road curved beside my land, and their snow always narrowed that turn. I measured angles and drainage slopes precisely. Late one Arctic evening, I completed it. A polished frozen barrier stood gleaming solid. It blocked the widened section they depended on. Morning commuters discovered the surprise immediately. Cars lined up, trapped behind slick ice. Plow trucks couldn't break it quickly. The barrier had fused with their own dumps. Panic spread through group chats rapidly. Emergency vehicles struggled to pass safely. The fake HOA president pounded on my door. She demanded I remove the obstruction instantly. I calmly showed her boundary surveys. Every inch of ice sat legally mine. Security footage played on my tablet clearly. Her trucks had built the base themselves. County deputies arrived assessing the situation. They reviewed weeks of recorded evidence carefully. Property lines were undeniable and documented. The deputies warned against trespassing removal. Residents realized the board lacked legitimacy. No official registration existed with the county. The HOA was self-appointed neighbors collecting fees. Suspense flipped into legal scrutiny swiftly. I filed a formal complaint that afternoon. Improper snow disposal and harassment were cited. Mine stacked higher than snowbanks. Insurance carriers began asking questions. County required immediate corrective action. Professional crews were hired at their expense. They had to remove every pile carefully. The frozen barrier required industrial equipment. Invoices multiplied by the hour. Residents demanded financial transparency urgently. Bank records revealed questionable fund transfers. The president blamed weather complications desperately. Emails showed deliberate targeting of my property. Membership dissolved almost overnight. Refund requests flooded their inbox. Attorneys withdrew representation cautiously. The county issued cease and desist orders. Collection letters were declared invalid. Spring sunlight began weakening the ice slowly. Controlled melting prevented flooding damage. Drainage channels worked exactly as planned. My yard emerged undamaged beneath. Grass would recover by April easily. The fake HOA collapsed completely. Leadership resigned under mounting liability. Neighbors apologized privately for silence. A legitimate community association was proposed later. This one required lawful registration. Snow removal plans were rewritten transparently. Designated dumping zones were mapped officially. Boundary respect became mandatory policy. Winter preparedness meetings replaced gossip. The exit road was widened properly. No piles ever touched my fence again. Security cameras still watch quietly. Property markers stand freshly painted. The mailbox stands upright now. Each snowfall reminds them of consequences. Ice can preserve more than footprints. It preserves evidence. They built the wall themselves, simply finished it.